Welcome to Psychic Flow Radio Podcast. I am April Roane, and I am blessed to have you here with me at this time. Please follow us at aprilroane.com. You can find us on Facebook and follow hashtag Spirit Posse. Get comfortable, get situated, because Spirit is about to speak. Hello, guys. It is April 13th, the week of April 13th, 2020 through April 19th, 2020. And this is your weekly energetic forecast. What does that mean? That means I'm going to hold space for Spirit, and I am going to allow Spirit to share a message for this week, in addition to scanning the energy clairvoyantly, clairsentiently, claircognizantly, clairaudiently. I'm going to scan the energy of this week, and I'm going to give you what it is that comes through. And before we go into the information, let us all share a breath. We can do that, especially at this time where many people are losing their breath. Go ahead and breathe in with me. Breathe in through your nose. Hold that breath in your being. Open your mouth and exhale. Let it go. Let it go. Dump the junk. Some of you are unable to breathe because of congestion issues. Some of you are hard. It's difficult for you to hold your breath in your lungs due to maybe you are actually dealing with fighting the virus itself. Just take a moment and just connect to that breath that is still within you. Whether it is through your mouth, whether it is through your nose, whether it is just through your ability to visualize that breath in your lungs. That breath is Spirit, it is source, higher power, whatever your higher power is. And that means the reminder that Spirit is with you, flowing to and through you. Automatically, even when you sleep, there is motivation for you to practice the faith you have, because if Spirit is continuously flowing to you and through you, you, my love, are not alone. In fact, Spirit was here before this virus kicked off. And, Spirit, again, God, your loved ones, higher power, angels, archangels, beings of truth and love and light, they are present despite the fear that is also very vibrational at this time. I do call on source energy. I call on our guides. I call on our angels, our archangels. I call on the collective consciousness. I call on all ascended masters and our loved ones. Thank you for creating the space this week for each of us. I ask that you are with each of us, allowing us to receive you, to receive your presence, mind, body, and soul. Allow us to comprehend what it is this week that we need to. I give you permission to merge with me using all forms of spiritual communication necessary of the highest Christ light. And I pray for all living beings at this time, including our earth, with much gratitude for this space and time. Amen. All right, guys. So the week that is unfolding is still going to bring us a level of uncertainty, right? So many of us have had that level of uncertainty, whether it's just been in the air or it's been financial or even spiritual, governmental, political, whatever our level of uncertainty is, it has been magnified, and it's going to continue to be magnified as we continue to unfold through this period of great uncertainty. Anytime there is change and transformation, I love that, because that means Spirit brought your attention to the awareness that change and transformation can come in at the same time separately. Think about that. Maybe that's your meditation for today. Why would change, or how can change and transformation be different and still be present? So we are going into that change and transformation. And when there is change and transformation, there will always be levels of uncertainty. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that energy is still in the air. Saturday, Sunday, I don't know why something this weekend shifts. Again, this is the moment where I invite my colleagues who are astrologers, right? Maybe jump in, add a voice message. You can add a voice message on the Anchor app from my website. Chime in here. Tell me what's going on vibrationally. We always end up getting the same message. So what's happening this weekend? You know, I don't know if it is the new moon that's coming, but something this weekend shifts. What does that feel like? It doesn't necessarily feel bad. It just feels like, oh, we're shifting into a different direction, a different vibration. Now, keep in mind, this week is still full of Aries energy. And what is that Aries energy? Aries energy is going to always be bold, direct, clear. Some of the best clairvoyants I know are Aries. Sometimes clairvoyance, if there's a message specifically that needs Aries energy, bold, direct, it's going to come through now. So we've got that Aries energy in the air. So some of this change and transformation and uncertainty is going to be clear and bold and direct. Why? Because it needs to be. And so shall it be. You know, Spirit reminds us that the other side has been listening to a lot of our quiet pleas for change and transformation for a very long time. You know, we have to understand that this is a period of not unanswered prayers. This is actually a period of answered prayers. And so we have to remember that many of us, in fact, the beginning of the year, it's been the year of blessings. We've asked to receive our blessings. We've asked, please remove any obstacles that are in my way. Well, this period right now, especially going into the energy of this week, this energy is here to remove some of those obstacles, including those obstacles within you. One of the biggest gifts you have is your clairvoyance, is your intuition. And that means that you are able to identify and see shifts of energy even internally. And so as Spirit continues, you know, this whole theme this month has been that metaphor of Wayne Dyer and his orange. When the orange is squeezed, it is going to produce what? Orange juice, because that's all that it has inside. And so this situation with the pandemic is creating the perfect squeezing to see what we're made of. What is that juice that we're seeing come out? You know, and that's okay. Maybe this week, look at that juice. Whether that juice is stress, it's how we respond to stress. Whether that juice is maybe I'm pissed off and tired. You know, maybe you're being squeezed and what's coming out is exhaustion or blame or anger. You know, look at that juice and then step back a little bit and realize that you have just witnessed an obstacle that is within you, that obstacle that is going to be part of the closing down or the resistance to what it is you want. You know, when we say, God, please help me, like, could you please clear my path? Spirit is often going to show us what is blocking that path within us. Because if not, that's going to always be blocking our path. And many of us have asked. We are ready to be happy. We are ready to receive our abundance and our blessing. And Spirit says, well, good. Then be ready to be transparent and honest with yourself. Be ready to stop creating the same behaviors that are actually hurting you. Be ready. The year of blessings doesn't necessarily mean that Santa Claus is going to show up at our door every evening at 4:00. The year of blessings simply means that our awareness is going to show up any moment where our awareness is needed so we can allow those blessings to find us. So this energy this week is going to be uncertain, because uncertainty is actually a blessing. What is kind of the adventure, right? So let's go into some cards of this week. I kind of like that message. The first card is going to come from the goddess Ishtar, and the message is boundaries. And pumpkin, come here, pumpkin spice. Anytime I channel or go into readings, this cat is always all over my lap, which is really sweet. But for an itty bitty thing, she's very forceful. Come here, babe. All right. Ishtar wants to bring, as we're dealing with uncertainty, this Aries energy, again, very bold, is about boundaries. Some of us love this word because we're like, look, I put them in place. Others of us go, ooh, I don't want to talk about boundaries. I don't even know how to use them. I like to crash right through them. Let's go into that word boundaries. So take some notes. Spirit's talking about uncertainty during change, transformation. And the first word that comes up is boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others. Demands on your time and energy. But guys, what if you're the one demanding extra stuff on yourself that doesn't need to be here right now? What if you're adding extra pressure and you're adding extra squeezing and extra juice is coming out at this time? And you're the one that needs to create new boundaries for yourself. How many of us actually have boundaries in place against negative thoughts? None. I mean, honestly, when a negative thought comes up, how many of us just, oh my gosh, let me just grab that. We're going to play with that. Let's talk about it and post it. And we're going to create a poll about it and maybe even write a blog about it. How many of us have a boundary in place right now against negative thoughts? During times of uncertainty, change, and transformation, some of the best boundaries that need to be removed are the ones we're going to come in contact with first. So where are we most uncertain? And are we facing that uncertainty with patience, with kindness for ourselves? Or are we being hard and critical? When there's fear and we meet fear with fear, it is like the flame with the gasoline, and this is a period of time where during that uncertainty, it is easy for fear to sneak in through the back door. Present, very vibrational at this time. So this week of great uncertainty is also going to be, a week of great fear, especially if you're watching the news. I mean, it's getting, I almost find it ironic. So many of us are watching it for play-by-play. But, again, where's that boundary? In fact, we create them. How about removing them? How many of us are not able, for whatever reason, how many of us do not sit in quiet silence with our source on a daily basis? Just think about that. Oh, I can't. My kids are too loud. Or, I can't. I'm so tired. I'm so upset. The finances, I just can't. I don't know what's going to happen. Well, guys, that technically would be where you are going to feel frustration. That means that would be a need for a healthier boundary. Sit in a place of silence for 1 minute with your source. Why is there more fear present there than there is present with dealing with this pandemic? Think about that. Well, it's too quiet, April. I can't sit with spirit. I don't hear anything. Maybe you're not supposed to sit with God to hear something. Maybe you're supposed to sit with God to receive and feel something. So maybe this week is dealing with creating healthier boundaries for you, for yourself, as you are witness to your areas of uncertainty, your areas of frustration. If you're feeling frustration, anger, sadness, those are 3 very real emotions right now that are magnified. And those emotions are going to be red flags that say, hello, let's either remove a boundary or create one. But we got to get healthy here. Some of us are feeling emotions, but we're not outside walking. Oh, we can't. I don't want to leave the house. You can go around your block. You could go around your block and stay 10 feet away from people. That's okay. We've got to let healthy in if we want to be healthy. And that includes adding in healthier boundaries and removing unhealthier ones. All right, one more card. As we shift from fear to love, as we shift from April 13th into April 19th, oh God, what a perfect card. It's the Gaia card, Earth connection. In order to sit with self, we must be willing to sit with source. And anytime we sit with self and source, we are always sitting with Earth. We are always sitting with Earth. We're a part of. I mean, if Earth is not going to be here tomorrow, neither are we. And Earth isn't going anywhere. But we have to be willing to connect to who we are, where we are, while we are in this body. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth. Stay grounded. And I love that because Spirit's been saying, stay safe. That means stay soothed. Stay anchored. Stay free of thoughts. And then stay eased. If we stay angry, if we entertain anger, if we entertain denial, if we entertain frustration, that's the vibration we stay in. But if we stay safe, if we stay soothed, find whatever it is that soothes you. Have a good cry, take a good bath, take a good walk. Stay soothed, stay anchored. Anchored in what? Anything that's not negative. Stay anchored in love. Stay anchored in the earth. Stay anchored, grounded. Stay free. Freedom of mind, right? You can be a prisoner in your own thoughts. Stay free. Do a visualize a bird flying, visualize being that bird flying. What is freedom to you? Find it, feel it, allow it, and then stay eased. Breathe when you're on your toilet. Breathe when you can. Breathe in, hold, exhale, let it go. Stay eased, stay safe. All right, guys, that's going to bring me into the end of this weekly energy forecast for April 13th, 2020 through the 19th. We are flowing through this pandemic, but guys, there has been a pandemic way before the virus, quote unquote, from China. Anyway, the pandemic of fear has been rampant for a very long time. This virus simply is squeezing us and bringing our awareness to where that fear currently resides within us. And in that space, we are able to shift from fear to love, which means shift from fear to faith, which means shift from fear to anything other than fear. Because when we are in fear, and we choose to stay in fear, again, that's validating it, talking about it, posting it, venting about it, on and on and on and on and on. What we're doing is we're actually not allowing growth. We're not allowing this transformation and this change because, guys, it's supposed to be an inside experience first. All right. I love you, Spirit Posse. I will see you out and about on aprilroane.com, on Facebook, on Instagram, on the Twitter. And I just want you all to be well, get creative, be open-minded, and buckle up. All right. Bye-bye. As always, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your world. And I welcome you and invite you to be a part of mine. Visit me at aprilroane.com or breathewithapril.com and allow me to continue to inspire your journey one step at a time. And technically, to my Spirit Posse members, remember, we are lifting humanity one heart at a time. Today, may this heart be yours.